Petter said, Craig, prediction for Liverpool's transfer window. Much love from the Chelsea fan here in the Faroe Islands, or Faroe Islands. I don't know what to predict, mate. I don't want to go into ranty mode because it is early doors in the window, but it is getting a bit confusing. So, one subject that's winding me up is this insistence about Liverpool not looking for a number 6. And it just simply isn't true. So we're going to talk about Mats Wieffer and what happened today. Were we really interested? And how soon will he be a Brighton player? But there's one more part of it that just stinks to me. And it comes from a post, I guess, that was shared by the Mail. So Liverpool are not in for Mats Wieffer as they believe they have enough cover. And that was from Simon Jones of Mail Sport. It has to be poo-poo. It has to be absolute nonsense. Because we know we're in for a defensive midfielder. We've seen articles written in the Echo and many others to say the search has been ongoing and has entered its 3rd year now to try and find the solution to the defensive midfielder conundrum. Now, of course, Wataru Endo came in, did a very good job, and we're all happy to have him in the squad. But this narrative again that the club are trying to put out that we have enough cover in that area, we don't. And like we said yesterday, you got to let it be known online that you're not an idiot, that you can see through this as well, because we do need a reinforcement in that area, and we need a reinforcement there quickly. If it isn't going to be Mats Wieffer, whom it isn't, because he's off to Brighton, then who could it be? We'll talk about that tonight as well. Davino, member with us for 19 months. How are you, my friend? Been a while. How are we? How's the family? Hope we make some signings soon. Liverpool need to get the finger out. Hope we get a CDM. I think we will, and I think we are after one, but it gets a bit sketchy when you see so many conflicting reports today. And Fabrizio Romano has been absolutely dragged through the mud again today, and I'll talk about that in more detail in a while. But I woke up today to a lot of confusion around the Mats Wieffer situation. So, if we wanted him, we surely could have made this deal happen. The player would know the manager very well, having worked together at Feyenoord. He's 24 years of age, a reasonable transfer fee, and if Liverpool wanted to go for him, I'm sure we could have got the deal over the line. I really don't know what the situation is with this story, but is our name being used as, I don't know, a way to make him look better? Make Brighton's get of the player look better? It all seems very confusing to me, and there are conflicting reports. Some people said that Liverpool tried frantically at the last minute to get Mats Wieffer to change his mind and come from Feyenoord to Liverpool and not to Brighton. And then another outlet said that those attempts were in vain because he'd already given his word on the transfer to Brighton. And of course, that is exactly where he's going. €30 million deal there, and I just don't believe that he rejected us. I just don't. I'm sorry. I think this is just, again, a case of people in the media trying to undermine us and big up other people. If we wanted Mats Wieffer, I believe Mats Wieffer will be a Liverpool player. That simple. My bet's no transfers till late in the Euros and the Copa, said Robert Cosby. Thank you, Robert, for a super chat of the night. Appreciate your support, mate. I don't know, mate. I don't know when they're going to take place, but I do know that we need to start moving. I think even one signing at this point would calm fears, because a lot of people understand the situation. I would include myself in that we have had a whole new backroom team brought in, and we are playing catch up somewhat in this window. But Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes, they've had time to settle into the roles. I know that they only officially started them in July, but they've kind of been double jobbing for a while, preparing for the roles. So I think that Liverpool's recruitment search would have been well underway. It's just a matter of when we pull the trigger. Mark, thank you for gifting another membership, mate. Appreciate you. Don't believe Simon Jones, said Alex Macklin. I don't believe him either, because it's just conflicting. The stories, mate, we've seen many stories to say Liverpool are looking for a defensive midfielder, but, and the one caveat to it has always been, we're not going to settle. Liverpool feel like whoever they bring in for the number 6 position has to be a clear and obvious upgrade on Wataru Endo or the options that are at the club. And I'm okay with that. Truly, I am okay with that, as long as it ends in that player coming in. Who that player is, well, we're going to try and figure that out tonight. What we know for certain was that there was a report that Liverpool were holding a meeting with the Guest of You agency, which is George Mendes' agency, but we don't know what that was about. He represents a load of players that have been linked to Liverpool and some that are currently playing for Liverpool, and we'll go through that and try and figure it out in a while as well. Any more of these sticking plaster signings just is not going to cut it. For instance, the number 6 position. This is now Liverpool's third year looking at a number 6. 3 years we've been trying to replace Fabinho in total, or look to the future and bring in somebody to eventually replace Fabinho. This is our third year looking. And we're supposed to believe yet again that there's nobody in world football that can come in and be better than Endo. I'm sorry, I'm not buying that pup. There's absolutely players that can go out there and do a better job, or at least increase the competition, or take some of the load off with Toro Endo, who, by his own admission, thinks Liverpool should probably bring in another number 6. The centre-back situation is a goddamn farce. How we didn't sign one last year is a disgrace. And again, we're trying to hear that, the club are looking, we're thinking about it. Fuck looking and thinking about it. Get it done. We needed a centre-back 2 years ago. Now you're just taking the piss. So, we need these things done. Go get Mark A. Get that done as soon as England are out or win the Euros or whatever happens. Just get Mark A sorted. Premier League tested. Probably adapt a little bit quicker than a signing coming from overseas. Ready to hit the ground running. Bring him in. On top of that then, yes, the forward line is going to be a fluid situation. I do understand and admit that is probably the one that we have the most wiggle room with. But we still have to figure out the long-term future for Mo. Is there going to be a bid coming in for Diaz? And if so, how are we going to react to that bid? And what are the options to bring somebody in as a replacement?